Hello and welcome to the world of pride. And I am your host, the one and only Kippy Love. I got sticky fingers. I was eating some fruit pies or something. Not really fruit pies, imitation fruit pies. And so the sugar on the outside of the pie was kind of sticky. But anyway, this here is a kind of a serious video, kind of in a roundabout way. I went to work the other day, not yesterday, but I think it was the day before, on Sunday, and the convenience store right next door to us, or behind our restaurant, basically, they have snacks and stuff over there, like crackers and granola bars and cookies and different things like that, and drinks and things like that I sometimes get. And they were closed. They're not open at 4 a.m. in the morning when I get there sometimes, and they don't open up till 8, 9, 10 o'clock sometimes on Sunday because, they really don't do that much business, so who cares, really, except for people like myself that's like, yeah, man, I want this, I want that, I don't want to wait. So I had to cross the busy intersection. It wasn't really that busy. There was only like maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 cars every hour. But, I went over to the convenience store and I got a couple items and I came back across and I followed the rules of the road. I pushed the button on the walk signal thing and I waited for it to change and I walked across, and it was flashing red, of course, which they don't give you enough time on some of those walkways. Sometimes you got enough time, you could walk across it 2 or 3 times, before it changed. But this one here, you have to basically be a jogger or be running from, a mad dog or something, thinking you're a steak, and you have to blitz across that road like real fast because it'll change real quick. And out in the corner of my eye, I saw this guy coming down the road in his pickup truck. And yeah, he was a black guy. I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to say, this isn't a racist video. It's just, it's a black guy. Giving him his due. Because if you say, oh, well, you're a chocolate man, or you're a caramel man, or you're a brown man, they're going to be like, no, I am a black man, and I'm proud of it. So I call him a black man. I didn't say the N-word because I don't believe in saying it, And I shouldn't have brought it up because that makes me racist because I thought it, No, it's because society puts it in our brains. That's what they want, And they even advertise it themselves. But, that's certain people that do that. The stupid, the idiot ones that do that stuff. But anyway, I saw him out of the corner of my eye, and he was coming up towards the light, and he didn't look like he was going to be stopping anytime soon. I know he had the green light, but if he knew anything about driving, and he always goes and gets a driver's test, because you have to do a visual, and you have to do a road test every so often, and you have to do certain things to get that little driver's license so you can drive the car. And he did one of the biggest no-nos by coming around that corner trying to run my ass over. And I was like, hey, I'm walking here. He's like, well, get on the freaking road. And I was like, I got the right of way. I'm the truck. I'm the man behind the wheel. You're just a walker, man. I'm in charge. And I was like, hey, you need to learn your driver's manual, your driver's education manual, your driver's license manual, the one you take a test on every so many years. I said, you need to read up on your shit, and you need to realize that the pedestrian is number one. Now, I did go over all the information again. I read it myself. Now, whenever I come up upon a 4-way stop, a stoplight, doesn't matter if it's a 4-way sign, a 2-way sign, a 1-way sign, whatever. Now, of course, a 4-way stop is maybe a little different. You might want to get let people know I'm going to cross the road while it's not their turn or whatever to go, so you can try to get across there as quick as possible and stuff like that. Now, of course, if it's just a, caution light, no, you got to wait for them. You can't just cut through. No. But when it's a full stop where you're like, okay, and you push that little button on the machine and it lights up, it clearly says in the driver's manual, if you see that thing blinking, even if it's blinking red, or you see somebody walk across that street, you're supposed to stay stopped until they are out of the way. That's just common courtesy. If I'm in a car and you're in a car and it's your turn to go, I shouldn't just cut through just because I can. It's common courtesy. You come upon a stop, a four-way stop, and they stop first, and you stop behind them. You don't just go. You stop and you let them go. And if you both get there at the same time, you agree on, hey, you want to go? Come on, you go. I'm not moving until you go. Well, I'm not moving until you go. Then I guess you both be sitting there for eternity until your car gives out, until you guys, kick the bucket. But this man saw me, and he just purposely came around the corner, stopped right on a dime, and cussed me out. I cussed him out, and and I tried to tell him, if you agreed, oh fuck, and all this other stuff, and suck my, and all this other stuff, and I'm like, damn, and one time I told him, oh, bleep you too, and he stopped and turned around, and I thought he was going to come and run my ass over, do some road rage, but I was like, luckily he just talked some more shit and left. That's when he told me to suck it, and I was like, first of all, I'm not gay, mother. Oh, anyway, but I hope he saw my YouTube. He's seen my YouTube video today. I hope he saw my Facebook thing the other day when I posted it. I wish he would come back and apologize to me and say, I'm sorry, I was in the wrong. I was having a bad day. Wife made me mad, or my brother isn't paying his rent, or something pissed him off to where he almost ran me over. But, hey, if you're a driver out there, read your driver's manual on how to drive. Know that pedestrians have the right of way. Now, the only time they don't have the right of way is when they're walking on the street and they're on the sidewalk. Now, if they're walking in the street, no, they don't have the right of way. If they're walking on a sidewalk and they walk in front of your driveway and they take their time walking across and shit like that because they feel they can, you have a right to run their ass over because you're trying to get out of the line of traffic. Now, at a stop sign, it's common sense. You have to stop till the pedestrian is up on the curb, then you can go. But when you're trying to get off that road, it's the pedestrian's job that when they come up, it's automatic up here in your head is like a signal. It's like a clock. When that alarm goes off at 7 o'clock, you don't get there. You don't get to sit there and go, 7 o'clock. Nobody cares. If I just don't beep today. No, it's your job to beep to wake that person up. And it's your job as an individual to keep an eye on your surroundings. Now, if I saw the man coming in a big huff and he looked like he wasn't going to stop, I'm not going to try to cross the road. But I was already across the road trying to get out of the way. I had to literally almost jump out of the way. But I was kind of like, oh shit, I ain't got time to move because he's right on me. If he would have been one inch closer to me, he would have hit me with his truck. I could have, if he would have hit me, I could have taken his ass to court and won because he was supposed to wait for me. But when you're walking down the sidewalk and you come upon a driveway, and bicyclers, you're not supposed to be biking on the sidewalk. But of course, I've done it because it's safer to ride on the sidewalk when there's no people walking on the sidewalk. It's safer to drive on the sidewalk with a bicycle because drivers don't give a shit about bikers. They're supposed to care about bikers too. You know they're there. Give them their right of passage on that road, but they're not bikers are not supposed to, think they run the road and get in the middle of the road and be riding down the road. No, you're not supposed to even be riding on the road. You're supposed to be in the curb, in the ditch area. Now if the car wants to be nice and let you have a little space over there, because darn well everybody that drives down the road, not everybody's a nice, polite, courteous person. They throw glass bottles and all this shit out the window, and then your ass is having to go like this, trying to get around all the broken glass and nails and shit that everybody throws out of the car or falls off their vehicle. But now, like I said, with a pedestrian, if you're on the sidewalk and you see a driveway, it's your responsibility automatically to look behind you or in front of you to make sure that nobody is turning. Because if it's a parking lot and it's a store, people have the right of way to go into the store. Now, it would be nice. Now, if you're already halfway across by the time they get there, yeah, it's their responsibility as common courtesy to let you finish getting through the driveway so they can pull in without running your ass over. But if you don't see them walking across that driveway, you're allowed to drive into that driveway. It's their responsibility to stop for you, because you're not, they're not in the driveway. They're not there when you're coming into the driveway. See, it's just common courtesy. And that's the way that man was supposed to be. He knew I was trying to get across that road. And if he would have known his laws, then he would have known that he should have stopped and waited for me to get around that corner before he wailed on his brakes almost. I would have, if I would have had my phone, I would have showed it to him right then. I would have said, hey, you want to settle this right now as gentlemen? Let's look it up on the internet. Pop, pop, pop. Look right here. It says pedestrians have the right of way at a four-way stop. Doesn't matter if there's a blinking thing that says walk or don't walk. If it doesn't have one of them on that street corner and it's still a stop sign, by Georgia law, it says that the pedestrian has the right of way on crossing the road. If there's a stoplight and they can cross on the stopped traffic side, but not on the incoming traffic. But you see how many people they just walk across there anyway and don't give a shit, because they think they own the road. They can cross it anytime they can, but you can't. And people jaywalk all the time. They just cross where there's no sidewalk. There's no crosswalk. And that's against the law too. So know your rule, pedestrians and drivers and bicyclers. But anyway, that's our little rant and rave video, and we'll check with y'all later in another video with more food reviews, drink reviews, unboxings, rant and raves, pet videos, etc. Even video games. I'm going to go play some video games in just a little bit. But anyway, that's our video. Y'all have a awesome day and a perfect tomorrow. Make it safe out there. And we'll catch you at Scratching Post, where we can meow or arf, wolf, howl, whatever. And maybe we'll be rewarded for being safe drivers and safe pedestrians and stuff like that, and get some catnip for free. No? Really? Oh, darn. But I'm still going to be a safe pedestrian and a safe driver. But anyway, that's our video. Bye.